Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2026 State of the City, and thank you for taking the time to join me here at City Hall. I'm excited to share in the progress the city has made this past year. Now, 2025 had everything you could want for a community. We celebrated the diversity with Juneteenth, Pride, and the Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Breakfast, Diwali, and of course, our 60th anniversary of the Tomato Festival. We also partnered with the Reynoldsburg Community Association to celebrate the 4th of July, my personal favorite, Halloween, as well as Christmas on the Town. We joined with the Lions Club for their Easter egg hunt, an incredible state title run by the Reynoldsburg boys basketball team, and so many other school events. We've all come together to support each other's successes and showed all who wanted to see that our community is truly the city of respect. Now, we're ready to celebrate the 250th birthday for America, and we should have to look no further than right here in Reynoldsburg to see that the American dream is alive and well. All that we have done and all that we will do did not come about by accident. It actually started in 2018 when the city, with the community input, created the comprehensive master plan that included topics like housing, commercial business, mobility, infrastructure were all given priorities. While there is plenty of work left to do, we have made significant improvements in all areas, and we wouldn't be where we are today without the amazing team here in the city. Our employees of the month are just a quick snapshot of the professionalism, dedication, and focus on customer service that we do, that gives everything that we do possible. So please, let us give a round of applause for all of the city staff throughout. So thinking back to 2025, what really seemed to jump out was how it has laid the foundation for some major projects both in and around Reynoldsburg. There are a lot of changes on the way, and change isn't always easy for everyone, especially here in Central Ohio. We are one of the few regions in the state that continues to grow, and believe it or not, our growth is a better issue than the facing decline. What we have to do is make sure you all know what's coming up and on the horizon. So what better way to see what is coming than to look at our 2026 budget? So this year's budget is based on the total amount of income tax revenue generated by local business, some funds from the state of Ohio, a limited amount of property tax, and various other funds. Officially, our budget is $37.5 million. As you can see, it is broken down between various departments, and everything that we spend is approved by our auditor, Shanette Strickland, in her office, and City Council. So you will always know where your tax dollars are going. Now, outside of the general budget is our capital improvement fund, where our street and other projects are funded. This fund includes grant funding, federal dollars that we have secured, as well as potential state capital budget money. Over the last 5 years, the city of Reynoldsburg has spent over $30 million on infrastructure projects to improve our community, including residential roads, East Main Street, Wagner Road, and more. We'll get there. So our first priority is to maintain the best division of police in Ohio, the Reynoldsburg Police Department. Yeah. Out in our community 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, with everything from traffic blitzes to traffic accidents, they are here for all of us. They are first on the scene when our community is suffering, from domestic violence to dog attacks. Now, just a little free advice, with over 3,450 tickets in 2025, put your cell phones down and don't speed, trust me. Now, we're familiar with the typical responsibilities of our police officers, but even they have seen changes in their profession. Under the leadership of Chief Baker and his command staff, they have adapted to include a focus on community relations by recruiting and retaining a diverse police force and support team so the connections are made throughout our community. Our officers support residents in Reynoldsburg by organizing Coke giveaways, Shop with a Cop, National Night Out, women's defense classes, Citizen Police Academy for kids and adults, and I think one class is tonight, sorry. We are also one of the few communities that have dedicated social workers that provide resources to our community in their time of need. Now, also, City Attorney Chris Shook and his team are instrumental in community building efforts by establishing a successful drug recovery court, providing a pathway to recovery for those who suffer from drug and alcohol addiction. There is nothing better than watching that graduation ceremony right here at City Hall. Let's give them a round of applause. So nationally, we have seen reductions in crime in general, and here in Reynoldsburg, we've seen increases in shoplifting and drug offenses, but we've also seen decreases in motor vehicle theft and robbery. One item we have seen growth in is gun theft from residents not securing their firearms. We've seen criminals breaking into cars and looking for guns first. So in 2026, the city of Reynoldsburg will focus efforts on becoming a store-it-safe community, so that if you are a lawful gun owner, you will have all the training and tools you need to keep your guns safe so they do not wind up in the hands of criminals. I know I would like to do more concerning gun violence, but until the State House breaks free from the powerful gun lobby with common sense control measures that a majority of Ohioans support, we are severely limited in our options, and that puts our community and officers' lives at risk every day. We can do better. Now, earlier this week, Parks and Recreation Department presented its master plan to City Council. I encourage all of you to look at this document as it provides a map about what the community is looking for in our parks. Under the guidance of Director Donna Bauman and her team, we have expanded options beyond our athletic programs, provided compost disposal, added park space including Bryce Park, set for a grand opening whenever the weather cooperates. We will also be working with MI Homes on our park space at Summit Crossing, where you will have your traditional park environment with playground equipment, as well as a natural path through the wooded area on the east side of Reynoldsburg. We've also discussed improvements for our largest park for some time, and now that we have identified some funding sources, it's time we get to work. Civic Park will have expanded trails, a dog park, disc golf, and more. As we work to include updated requests from the master plan and community feedback, this project will begin to take shape this year. For all of you pickleball enthusiasts out there, our new court will be under construction this spring, and it will bring 6 full-time courts, 1 convertible court, as well as a dedicated tennis court. I can't wait till this project is underway, and I get calls frequently from people who are excited just as much as I am. We are also looking forward to the Moyer Park project moving forward. Located on Main Street as you enter Old Town, this new pocket park will include year-round restrooms, a performance area, and a public splash pad. Funding for this project, yeah, I like that, woo, I like that. Funding for this project will be provided from the sale of a few city properties and hopefully funding from the state capital budget. I am looking at you, Representative Meredith Lawson-Moreau. Finally, our senior center continues to provide amazing services, including our shuttle transportation that has actually gone over 1,000 trips, taking our seniors to anywhere from doctor's appointments to Kroger and to our amazing library. Thank you to our partners at Morpsey for working with us as we build our age-friendly community. Now, one of the most asked questions I get concerns development. What's going on in this location? We want this in Reynoldsburg. Honestly, development can be the most exciting and excruciating thing that we deal with here in Reynoldsburg. Some things like the comprehensive master plan and zoning help narrow what goes where, but a lot of it depends on greater economic issues that aren't always easy to predict. What I can say is that Director Eric Meyer and his staff are focused on a number of issues, including job number 1, working to secure the financial future of this city. Number 2, bringing Reynoldsburg nice things. Yeah, I know, we got that. We also need to provide guidance through businesses both small and large as they move through the development process. As mentioned in the past year, the Rep Field House, located on East Main Street next to the Central Ohio Primary Care, is ready to move forward. With indoor basketball and volleyball space, field space for baseball and softball, plus other athletic training and development space, we will become the premier location for tournament play on the east side of Columbus. In addition to the field space, the front area on Main Street will include a restaurant and retail options. I'm pretty sure it's going to cater to those families coming in for tournament play, so there'll be plenty of tasty options for everyone. Now, if you can't wait that long, there's plenty of restaurants that did open in 2025. First of all, we have Las Margaritas Factory, Slab, already a favorite of Yelp, and the return of Reynoldsburg's own Vic's Pizza, Smash and Eats at Eastside Brewery, and all of them joining our well-established Prost and our new Dora area. Other updates include the Alliance Building, scheduled to open this fall, with other retail and restaurants, where's Rob? Okay. With other retail and restaurants coming not long thereafter. Our partnership with the Columbus Metropolitan Housing Authority for the affordable housing right across the street is ready to go. We're going to have a groundbreaking later this spring. This development will provide housing options to those who need it most and will be example to all communities that affordable housing can be successful in suburban communities. That deserves a round of applause. For almost all of 2025, there was a lot of focus on three major project areas, some of which I finally get to share with you tonight. The first is the area we call Core 5. This is located on Taylor Road by the Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works Center. It's currently under construction, and we anticipate logistics and production facility with many jobs available. As we find out what those specific businesses are, we will be sure to let you know. And what will sound somewhat similar, the land south of Summit Elementary School is also at the final stages before work begins this summer. On a slightly larger scale to Core 5, we are working to secure commercial buildings to bring additional jobs to our community. And now finally, and what will ultimately be the biggest economic development project in Reynoldsburg since Victoria's Secret and the Bath & Body Works facility, a new commercial area of over 120 acres off Taylor Road has begun the annexation process. As we're relatively early in this decision, these discussions, we don't know exactly what will go there, but it will be zoned as innovation, creating more jobs for our community that are career-based. Now, as exciting as Parks and Recreation and development can be, our service department with Director William Dorman and his crew is, well, it's a little less exciting, but it's always in demand, especially with road construction. Yes, everybody's favorite topic. Now, there are several factors when planning what roads need addressed, especially the larger projects. One common question is, why don't we finish one project before we start another one? And that is a great question. Now, larger projects take more time to engineer and to line up funding so we don't have to go to the taxpayers for additional funds, and working with neighboring municipalities to coordinate as best as we can to minimize traffic. So let's jump in with one of the largest projects in the history of City of Reynoldsburg, Wagner Road. Yeah, no, not shocked there's no clapping there. So we know that phase 1 will be complete not long after the weather breaks, and phase 2 will start just after that. When the project is complete, there will be 3 lanes from Main Street to Broad Street, curbs and stormwater improvements, street trees and street lights, and a traffic light at Priestley Drive. Pedestrian access will be on both sides of the road, along with the less visible improvements like new water lines and a new gas line. Will it be done as soon as everybody wants? Of course not. But it is on track, and we are going to get this thing completed as quickly as we can. Now, as phase 1 was paid for by a combination of grants, county and city money, area residential roads saw limited improvements the last 2 years. Now that we are on to phase 2 with funds secured through bonds, we can return our focus to our residential roads. To prepare for those road improvements, we had a study completed to compile a priority list of roads throughout the city of Reynoldsburg. Factors include number of daily car trips, time since last paving, curb condition, and overall conditions. With this information in hand, we have established the next 3 years of road improvements with a guideline of good curbs, bad roads. The hope is that we can improve large numbers of residential roads over the next few years based on the budget available. If there are additional funds or grant dollars available, we can do more every year. Now, I will be honest with you, there are a lot of roads out there that need attention. I get those emails daily, but we will get to them as soon as we possibly can. We are also looking to improve Summit Road, not only for the development that we mentioned, but the new housing in the area as well. The project is smaller in scale compared to Wagner Road, but with similar improvements with the safety of all in mind. A long-needed traffic signal proposed at the intersection of Main and Summit will allow better traffic flow both north and south of Summit Road. We are working with our partners in Etna Township with the trustees, as well as the Licking County engineers, and most importantly, the residents that live along that road as well. Planning is underway with construction scheduled in the future. Now, earlier this month, I was proud to announce the City of Reynoldsburg was awarded $2 million for the Bryce Road Realignment Project. The support of Congresswoman Joyce Beatty and Senator Bernie Moreno for this community-funded project will help realign the intersection, add additional turn lanes to improve traffic flow, repave Bryce Road, and in partnership with CODA, help additional pedestrian improvements like a dedicated bicycle lane, street trees, and more. The scope of the project is still being planned, but the goal is to take these improvements all the way to the Livingston intersection and beyond. Now, it isn't all just roads for the service department. It is also our new Parks and Service building that's currently under construction. We hope to move staff into the main administrative building in midsummer. Long needed, this building was funded by bonds, again, without having to go to the taxpayers. While most residents may never see this building, it will make a difference in the services provided to everyone in Reynoldsburg, including snow removal and the newly established leaf pickup program. There are some other projects that are going on that are not specific to Reynoldsburg, but will impact how we move throughout Reynoldsburg. The Ohio Department of Transportation is planning on the 70 and 256 improvements, as well as the Taylor Road 70 interchange, scheduled for 2027. We are working with Etna Township on how to best address the potential traffic issues with the project and the development in both communities. The other project is probably more well-known. In 2024, CODA placed a ballot issue for residents of Franklin County and other service areas to consider the Link Us bus rapid transit system. Communities along the corridor, including Whitehall, Bexley, Columbus, all work together with CODA to develop a system of transportation that would address a number of needs, including economics, transportation, population growth, and environmental considerations. The population of Central Ohio is growing daily, and traffic is not going to get any better. Knowing this, when developing the comprehensive master plan, improving mobility was a primary goal. So starting in 2018 and over the next few years, East Main Street was identified as the best location for this new transportation system. Prior to the county-wide vote, CODA presented to council on several occasions, had attended community events all along the corridor, which again includes Whitehall, Bexley, and Columbus. Ultimately, the design that addressed as many of the goals as possible was selected. Now, while the final designs are not 100% complete, there have been major adjustments from what has been presented to the community members and businesses in the past. As those designs are refined, I can provide some updates for you tonight. Overall, the impacted area is now less than 1.3 miles as originally proposed, allowing for signalized U-turns along the corridor. The first stop in Reynoldsburg will be around Beller Drive, further east of the Bryson Main intersection. From there, the number of lanes, both east and west, vary. In some cases, there is one lane in a specific direction, but not throughout the corridor. Additional turn lanes have been proposed for the major intersections like Rose Hill and Briarcliff. Those are some of the logistical challenges that address some of the concerns residents and businesses while keeping the overall goal of faster bus travel in mind. Now it's time to address the issues unresolved by these modifications to the plan. That begins with supporting our businesses along the corridor, both during and post-construction. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It is not going to be easy. I cannot say with certainty how each business will be impacted by the BRT. What I can say is the City of Reynoldsburg will work with the businesses and the Chamber of Commerce to reduce the impact as much as possible. City of Columbus, Bexley, and Whitehall are all facing the same issues, and I have confidence that if we do work together, we will find a way to get through this project and come out stronger on the other side. Now, as we look to our community events, we have a lot of things to look forward to, including our big ones like Juneteenth, Pride, and Diwali. But wait, Jennifer Clemens and her team tell me there are more events. I know everybody's waiting for the Tomato Festival. Chill, you're going to get there. All right, we can come together for Community Cleanup Day in April. We can enjoy some concerts at the Lawn in June and July. We can celebrate America's 250th birthday with an amazing fireworks show on the 3rd, followed by the 4th of July parade with the Reynoldsburg Community Association. We have the Blues and Brews, a mini food truck fest, movies in the park, and a number of events that our door will host this summer. We also have our Tomato Festival this year on August 13th through the 15th, with lots of activities and attractions. Plus, great musical acts will be performing. Those details will be announced as soon as we can. I know. One more, please. See Jennifer Clemens for that particular thing. So Thursday night's going to be popular music for everybody. Friday night is going to be our R&B night, and Saturday will be our 2000s night. Once we're able to announce, I will most assuredly do so. So that's a lot of information to remember, so we're going to find ways to make it easier for you to be updated, including a brand new text-based system for breaking news and other community updates. We have the Reynoldsburg Connects email blast system, an improved website with community surveys, and of course, the 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe, where there's always time for questions about any number of topics. We have great guests, and the most up-to-date information on everything that's going on in Reynoldsburg. Now, as we look to the state of the city of Reynoldsburg, we can see promise, but there are challenges yet to come. Our schools, suffering with an unfair funding system since the 1990s, are now further impacted by a diversion of funds from public education, where 90% of our students attend, to a privatized voucher-based system that only 10% of students attend. This diversion of funds forces every district to come to the voters again and again and again for funding. Without those funds, services get cut, and achievement, no matter how amazing our teachers are, suffers. The State House should not force anyone to choose families over farms and students versus seniors, but that is what we have allowed to happen. Every state senator and member of the House should have to answer why they continue to push more funding in violation of the Ohio Constitution. I wonder if they know the state spends less on public education now than when the courts first ruled Ohio's funding policy unconstitutional more than 25 years ago. Fully funding our schools isn't going to solve everything. We all must still do our part. We have to get our kids to school every single day. We have to support our teachers when they push kids to be better both academically and behaviorally. We need to get involved in our schools at class parties, art shows, musical performances, and sporting events. We have to make sure that when the kids are in school, they are safe, their teachers are respected, and empowered to do what they are called to do, educate the future. Our students always exceed expectations. It is only when we expect less that we get less. We can do better. Now, I'm not sure if this is good news or bad, but we may not have the same issues with school funding in the future. You may be aware that right now there is a petition calling for the elimination of property taxes in Ohio. I honestly don't know how this is going to go. I do know that our schools, our libraries, our fire departments, and our city will be impacted if this passes. Maybe, if it does, it'll force the House to fully address how taxes work in the state of Ohio. Or maybe everyone's sales tax and income tax will go up in response. Either way, now is a great time to get involved before it is too late. Now, I wish it was only the state actions that impacted Reynoldsburg, but we know that's not the case. It is the 250th birthday of the United States, so perhaps we need to reflect on our history with immigration. Seen on the base of the Statue of Liberty, the phrase, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore." I taught immigration every year I was a teacher, and every year I would share that immigration issues we face today are the same as over 100 years ago. Change the targeted group of Irish, Polish, or Jewish, and replace them with Somali, Haitian, or Nepali, and we are no further along as a society. So tonight I choose to speak out and to take that stand. It really is as simple as Pastor Martin Niemöller stated all those years ago, stating plainly, first they came for. We cannot afford to stay silent while others suffer. We cannot stand by while various groups are targeted because it is trending or it is a convenient other to place blame for larger issues. In cities across the United States, from Los Angeles to Minneapolis, Chicago, and Portland, we have seen the wrong way to deal with immigration issues. We have seen raids that ensnared those who were never criminals. We have seen people rounded up, and we have seen some shot and killed before our very eyes. This isn't about immigration. We know this because if it was the goal, the deportation numbers under previous administrations are higher than they are now, without the violence and tactics we see all too often. When I see what other communities go through, including right here in Ohio, it worries me. Could we be the next Minneapolis? Could we be the next Springfield? We also have a large population of immigrants, new Americans, and everything in between. We sit together, we celebrate together. We mourn together, just as in every community. We work to bridge the gaps between what each of us knows, sharing how we can be better. We see the best of all of us at our community events like Juneteenth and Pride and Diwali. We are a better community together because of our differences. Instead of being like other cities, I would like to think we will be the first Reynoldsburg, a community others can look to when they want to know that our rights are for all. And it does not mean less rights or fewer opportunities for others. That the dream of what America should be is alive and well in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. And that is why the state of our city has never been stronger. Thank you very much.